Welcome to Season 2 of Cue the Reel, Manifestation to Get Unstuck. This is the Stuck Library. Here, you pull down one episode at a time, open it, breathe into it, and learn how to turn the page in your own life. Because every stuck story can be rewritten. I'm Lindsay Brand, and this is where you learn to manifest what's next. I'm recording this episode while my wife sleeps in the next room over. Most nights now, when I'm recording, I can hear her breathing gently through the wall, and it feels like the whole house is being slowly rocked. But I still remember when my house felt like a glass box, when the silence had edges, when I'd walk from the couch to the kitchen and every step echoed like I was the only person left on earth. I remember the exact way the street light cut across the empty pillow next to me in bed. A long yellow stripe that looked like it was pointing out what was missing. If you know that stripe of light, if you've ever curled your body into the smallest possible shape just to take up less room in your own bed, I need you to know I lived inside that glass box for years. And then, one ordinary day, I realized something had changed. Not because another person walked in, but because I finally learned how to fill the room myself. Until the silence stopped cutting and started cradling. That's what this episode is. A few quiet minutes about how to turn an empty bed into a full one long before anyone else ever climbs in. Let's cue the reel. We're told that if we were really doing this right, the ache would be gone by now. That truly aligned people wake up floating, never once reaching across cold sheets and finding only more cold. But the truth is, the ache is allowed to be here. It's the same tender place that once hurt when you were little and couldn't find your mom in the crowd or someone who was taking care of you. It's not something to fix or shame away. It's a bell that keeps ringing because it still remembers what home feels like. What actually keeps love away is the second layer that we add. The story that says, I'm not safe until someone else gets here. I'm missing the most important piece. Another year alone means I'm doing life wrong. Those sentences are the real walls. I know the aching, longing feeling intimately, even though I've not been single for a while. About 10 years ago, I was engaged. One afternoon, I opened a tablet that was sitting on the kitchen counter and saw messages that rewrote everything I thought I knew. My fiancé had been with someone else for months. The person who was supposed to choose me forever had already quietly unchosen me. I ended it that same day, told her to be gone by the weekend, and she was. And then the real storm came. I lost 15 pounds in 2 weeks because eating felt like a foreign activity to my body. My stomach stayed knotted so tight I could feel it every moment. I slept in 2-hour pieces, woke up gasping, reached for a body that wasn't there anymore, and remembered it all over again every single time I woke up. For weeks, I was underwater. Everything was muted except the pain. Then, maybe 2 months in, I decided I have to become the home I thought she was going to be. I realized I was looking for love everywhere but inside myself. And I was expecting other people to provide that love to me so I could feel whole, just like I had been doing my whole life. To change that, I started doing small things. Making the bed even though no one else was going to see it. Buying the peaches I liked instead of the ones she liked. Sitting on the couch with both arms wrapped around myself until my own embrace started feeling like the safest place I'd ever been. Slowly, almost without noticing, the house stopped echoing. The silence stopped having teeth. And I remember the first morning I woke up and the first thing I felt wasn't the clench of grief, but a soft, steady peacefulness in my body that had nothing to do with anyone else. I still wanted to share my life. I still hoped someone gentle and sure would walk in one day, but I no longer felt like I was bleeding out until they did. That's the version we're building today. A you that feels whole and loved without the need of anyone else. One ordinary day at a time. Let's get started. I've got 3 practices for you to choose from. Pick one or do all three. It's up to you. I love all of them and would always mix it up based on how I was feeling. Number 1 is for the moment longing shows up. When the thought comes, I wish someone were here, or I hate doing this alone. Pause for a second and say to yourself, I've got you. I'm right here. Then go do one small thing that you love to do. Put on the song that makes you dance. Light the candle you've been saving. Order the dessert. Wrap yourself in the softest blanket you have. Do something that you love and will make you feel good. I find that oftentimes when we're obsessing over finding a partner, we lose ourselves in the process. This practice will help you remember who you are and keep you on track to doing things that make you feel good. Number 2 is something to do before bed and when you wake up. You put your hand on your chest with your eyes still closed and tell yourself a few things that you love about you. Whatever feels true in that moment. It could be, for example, I love how kind you were to that stranger yesterday. Or, I love the way you notice the light changes in the afternoon. Or even, I love that you're still kind after everything. Just you telling you, twice a day, the words you've been waiting your whole life to hear. Keep this up morning and night, and one day you'll wake up or fall asleep feeling totally at peace, completely loved, and you'll realize you don't actually need another person to feel this way ever again. You've got you, and that's already everything. Another person would just amplify and enhance your experience, but you don't need them, and you'll realize that. Number 3 is the bedside love note. Keep a tiny journal and a pen on your nightstand. Every night before the light goes out, write yourself a short love note. I loved doing this. 1 line, 2 lines, whatever wants to come. Examples I've written on my own hardest nights. You were brave today, even when you didn't feel it. I'm so proud of how much grace you give yourself lately. You are already my favorite place to be. Date it if you want. Close the book. Let tomorrow you wake up to proof that someone in this world is hopelessly in love with you, and that someone is you. Start with whichever of these practices feels the easiest for you to start tonight. One small act, repeated, is how the room slowly realizes it was never waiting for anyone else. It was waiting for you to come home to yourself. When you finally feel full of your own love, when the ache is replaced by quiet satisfaction, something shifts in your frequency. You stop broadcasting, please choose me, and start radiating, I'm already home. That's the energy people feel across a room before you even speak. That's the energy that draws someone who isn't looking to fix you or complete you, but to join a love that's already overflowing. Desperation repels. Wholeness attracts. That's the secret the universe has been waiting for you to remember. So tonight, when the room feels too big and the sheets feel too cold, remember, the love you're waiting for has already moved in. It's been knocking from the inside with your own heartbeat. Thank you for pulling this book down from the stuck library with me. I'll be right here in the next one. Until then.